Welcome back to Learn with Biju. Today I am going to discuss Erwin data modeling tool. Data modeling is a process of applying certain techniques and methodologies to the data in order to convert it to a useful form. There are many data modeling tools in the market, but Erwin is one of the data modeling tools that can assist in creating a database structure from a diagrammatic drawings and vice versa. I have got a trial version of Erwin installed in my system, and I would like to explore with you the available UI options of Erwin today. If you are not sure about data modeling, please feel free to refer to the previous videos that we have already created, and I can share the links in the description. So you will have to go to their website like erwin.com, and you will find there is an option for free trials. All the free trials will be listed here. I was interested in Erwin Data Modeler. Went to that page, then you have a start free trial option here. You will have to provide your business email, and you have to accept that license agreement and request for a trial. Very soon they will get back to you and they will ask you for some more details. Once you provide those details, and they will come back to you with a trial license for whatever the period they are interested. Then you can start your trial version. Let me start the tool. I have already installed it in AVM. This is a standard edition and the version is 12.1. Yes, we are on the landing page, and there is a quick access menus. You can create a new model, you can open existing model, you can have a complete compare, you can have reverse engineering, and you have mart connect to mart, and you have all the recent files listed, and we have tools for import, Erwin DM scheduler options, and we have the references like help topics, what is new, understanding your support, technical support, and it also gives you some tips and tricks. Now we are presented with Erwin Data Modeler user interface, and you are seeing the navigation, the options, and the menus in front of you. We have the file menu, we have the home, we have views, we have diagrams, we have models, mart, actions, tools, and help. But some of them are grayed out. Why? Because we have not created any model, we have not loaded any model. So either we have to create a model or we need to load a model to get most of these options enabled. Okay, let's try to load one of the existing model which comes with this tool itself. Let me go to the file menu. We have an option to open. Let me open one of them. Here we have loaded one of the default model that is provided with Erwin Data Modeler, that is emovies.erwin. Today we are going deeper into the tool rather than the model itself. And of course, the model will really help us enable some of the features of the tool. I'm sure you know what is a data model and why data model is useful for us. Data model provides a blueprint for building a new database or re-engineering existing legacy databases. It has the forward engineering and reverse engineering mechanism. And we also understood that there are different types of data models like conceptual, logical, and physical. Let's start with there. Here, the Erwin Data Modeler tool gives you logical designing and physical modeling. The logical view of this model, I am seeing less options. I am seeing less options. Why? But when I going to the physical view of this model, I see lot more options. Why? It is simple. In physical model, it is more technology specific. It the technology where the schema is implemented is already decided at physical level, but in logical level that is not happened. So all the implementation details are included in the physical layer, physical model, and the data definition is generated based on the physical model. Okay, hope you understand the difference between logical and physical model from this. Let's go one by one. The first menu is file menu. In the file menu, we have option to create new model and load existing model. And we have the home, we have the model templates, so we can associate a model with a template. Then we have entity, we can create entity, we can modify entity. And what is entity? Entity can be anything, a person, place, object, resource, concept, event, or activity. Anything about which data is collected is an entity. In this model itself, we see a lot of entities like we have customer, we have employee, we have movie, we have store, we have payment, all are entities. And every entity has attributes. The characteristics of an entity is attribute. Take case of a customer. What are the attributes? The attributes are customer address, customer city, customer first name, customer last name, customer number, customer state, customer zip code. All are attributes. All are attributes. And what else we have? We have relations. An entity has attributes and relations. And you already know there are different types of relations, right? One to one relation, one to many relation, many to many relation. Let's quickly create an entity. Select entity, just drag and drop. We can change the name. Let's put as EMP demo. Okay, we can create some attributes. EMP ID. Let's say primary key. Then we can give name. This is not primary. We can add EMB type. Okay, so this is an entity, example of entity. Let's quickly create an entity and assign attributes and make some relationship. You can either create entity from the top navigation or the left navigation. The top navigation, just click on the entity, then drag it on the diagram. If it is from the left navigation, right click on the entity and click new. We have entities created. Then you can right click and add to the diagram. So in both ways, you are able to create entities. The entity, you can add attributes by right clicking and choosing attribute properties. We have a new option. We can set ID and we have option what type of the data. Then we can say primary key or not. I can add ID, I can add name, then I just close. So this entity is created. Overall, this entity is part of the model, but this can be added to multiple diagrams. So the next option is identifying and non-identifying relationship. What is an identifying relationship? An identifying relationship, the primary key of one entity becomes primary key of another entity as well as the foreign key. Here in this example, I have two entities. I have created a student entity and I have created an activity entity. When I create an identifying relationship between student to activity, you can see that the student ID become a foreign key as well as a primary key of the activity. What is the restriction here? One student can only participate one activity. He cannot have multiple activity. So that is the meaning of identifying relationship. But if I change the relationship to non-identifying relationship, what is the change? See, the student ID become a foreign key, but that is not the primary key. In this case, the student can participate multiple activities. A student can participate multiple activities. Okay, you can see that the relationship shows one to many. Okay, what was in the previous one? It is identifying one. It is one to one. Only one student can participate only one activity. Whereas non-identifying relationship, a student can participate multiple activities. Now let's understand when to apply subcategory relationship among the entities. Think of a scenario. We have employees. Employees are of part-time and full-time. But the majority of the properties, attributes of both full-time and part-time employees are same. We have an employee. We just created another entity for part-time employee just to carry the specific attributes of the part-time employee like rate, contract number, and we have another entity full-time employee with salary. Okay, so I want to depict that part-time employee is part of employee. Similarly, full-time employee is part of employee. For that, we have subcategory relationship. Let's drag the subcategory relationship and make it between employee and part-time employee. Here you see that the employee ID becomes the primary key of the part-time employee as well as the foreign key. Similarly, let me try to add a subcategory relationship between full-time employee and employee. In both cases, the employee ID became the primary key and foreign key. So part-time employee entity is incomplete without the employee entity. Similarly, full-time employee is incomplete without the employee entity. This is where we are using the subcategory relationship. Many to many relationship is the next option. So let's add one many to many relationship to the same entities. Here, the implication is a student can participate in multiple activities. An activity can be completed by multiple students. So this is many to many relationship. Let's continue with the top navigation exploration. Let's go to the view menu and see what is in store for us. We have the zoom in, zoom out. Then we have selection. We have zoom tools. We can zoom whenever you need it. Then we have themes. It supports different themes and colors. What's the default color? Diagram fill color, entity font color. So it depends on, based on the selected colors, we can change the theme of our diagram. Then we have entity views. It's just going to show the entity views, a high level view like a conceptual view. Then we have the attribute view. Yeah, it will have both entity and attributes. Then we have primary key views. So it's only showing entity and primary keys. Then we have all the keys like primary key, foreign key. all the keys. Then it is showing only the definition and entity and the definitions. This is more of a conceptual view. Then we have icons. See, this we are just showing as icons. Then a lot of panes, like we have the action log that is just showing the logs, the bulk editor, we have the property pane, we have overview, we have advisories pane and object count pane. How many objects are there in the model? Sub areas 4, entities 15, attributes 73. So this is, will give you overall count of various entities, various objects in the model. And we have the status bar, we have the shadow, then we have the page grid. If you want to show the grid, we can show. And we have the cascading windows or horizontal split and vertical split options are available under view menu. One of the other important feature of this tool is diagrams, ER diagrams. I hope you all know about what is a ER diagrams. A representation of the relationship between entities, and you can build ER diagrams according to your needs, and you can have different types of ER diagrams within a model. If you want to create a new ER diagram, it is easy. You can simply click on it or simply right click on the ER diagram, left navigation, and you can add a new ER diagram. Then you can delete ER diagram, and you can have the ER diagram properties. You can add, remove entities, you can set the members, you can set the relationship, you can set the layout, you can set the display, entity, table, view, relationship. All these are manageable at this ER diagram editor. Then we can also manage the entities relationship within each diagram using these align left, center, right, top, middle, bottom options. Set the space horizontally and vertically. Group your entities or ungroup your entities and manage them as a single unit. Display your ER diagram using the hierarchical model, orthogonal model, tree model, then circular model, and symmetric model. So these are different types of different ways of managing your ER diagram: hierarchical, orthogonal, tree, circular, symmetric. So according to the option, the entities are arranged. That is all about the diagrams. From the diagram menu, let's move to the model menu. In the model, we see options for default values, domains, entities, relationship, validation rules, model source, subject, area editor, user defined properties, and model properties. So default values are just like the variables where we can set the values, okay, and you can manage them at the model level. Then we have domains. As you see, domains are custom data types. We can assign the domain parent and we can say the logical data type, and you can mention whether it is a local only or not. And you can also assign the data length of the variables and type of the variable, and we can manage them centrally. Okay, that is domains. Here you can see a lot of examples of domains. And we have the entities. In logical layer, they are the entities, and but physical layer, they are equal to tables. It shows us tables. We have the cust credit, EMB, full-time employee. All these are entities in the logical view, but they are equal to tables in the physical view. Then we have the relationship. We can create new relationship between entities. Then we have script templates, RI trigger template. Then we have triggers. Okay, what triggers means like we have the create database, alter database, drop database, linked server, different types of triggers you can manage at this level. Then we can set validation rules for relationships like constraints you can manage. Then we can also do editing. You can set target database, then automatically you can push your changes to those databases. Okay. Then model source editor, subject area editors. What is a subject area? Subject area is when you are bucketing entities for EC management. Here, if you look at this model, you can see subject areas as accounting, customer, employee, movie. So each subject area has its own members also. For example, under accounting, you have the cost credit, then MO rent, recording, then payments. These are all part of accounting. And you can see under customer, we have the related entities. Then under employees, you have the related entities, payment and store. Under movie, we have the related entities, movie copy, movie store, store, like these are. So it is kind of bucketizing our entities under subject areas. Okay, that is for easy management of the model. Okay, so that is a subject area. Then user defined properties, you can have defined properties. Then we can have the model properties. And there is also something called logical notation. IDEF, it is called IDEF 1x. There are two different types of notations we can use in our model. If I use IDEF notation, this will change. Let's go to logical. I can go to see the notation has changed to IDEF, right? There is a model properties. You can go to change the physical notation as well. So it was information engineering notation. If I give, set it back to information engineering, you will see the notation is changed into information engineering. Okay, so the notation can be changed at the model level also. And we have another menu called Mart. Basically, this is a, as I already said, this is a software as a service in cloud, and you can connect to cloud mart data marts. Next option we are going to explore is actions. Under actions, we have transformation, complete compare, manage snapshots, design layouts, reverse engineering, target databases, then database connection database, schema generation, alter script generation, forward engineering like check model, templates, denormalization, and normalization. First one is a transformation. The transformation has horizontal partition, vertical partitions, supertype, subtype, roll up, supertype, subtype, roll down, resolve to supertype, subtype identity, to table roll up, to table roll down, resolve many to many relationship. Let's understand a bit about the transformation. Here we have a subcategory relationship. We have an employee, we have part-time employee, and we have full-time employee. We already explained about this subcategory relationship, but later you understand that there is no need for separate entities for part-time and full-time employee, and we can manage with employee itself after merging all three together. So the quick transformation is you choose these entities and go to transformation, and you can do a super type, subtype, roll up. This is going to merge all three and become one entity. So this is very simple exercise. One another transformation we can see today is resolving many to many relationship. We have a student table, we have an activity table. You know that a student can participate multiple activities and activity can be completed by multiple students. So there is a many to many relationship. If I want to resolve this many to many relationship, I can go to the transformation and I can do the resolve many to many relationship option. Here you see a new entity is created for student activity where the student ID became a primary key and foreign key and activity ID became primary key and foreign key. If a student want to do multiple activities, what you can do is you can move and we can add a surrogate key so that a student can do multiple activities. Finally, we have the tools menu. The tools menu it has options to do the naming standards, naming standard compliance, manage naming, hardening, model naming options, data type standards, add-ins. Then we have the report designer. Erwin gives a lot of flexibility in creating, exporting, querying the reports into various forms like PDF, CSV, Excel. We have the Erwin scheduler, we have the object count and object browser, then options, customize spell check, import, export. So lot many options are available for the tool. Please remember that some of the menu items are only available for physical model. Some of them are not available in the logical model because already I mentioned the physical model is in more close to the reality and it is physical models are destined for some specific databases. You can create schema for your model. You can see all the entities. In physical model, they call it as tables and the views that is required for this model. And you can you can preview the DDL for this model here. And you can also generate push this DDL to your current database. With that, I am concluding this section. Hope we have got real experience of how Erwin data modeler tools UI works and what are the important features. Thank you.
Thanks for watching Learn with Biju. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. Thank you.